Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam Wolf, and this is Final Fantasy XIV Fridays. Tonight we're going to be continuing on with the Endwalker campaign. We're going to pick up with the THAVNAIR quest chain from the quest chain that we finished last Sunday. Don't know if we'll be able to get through the whole thing. It's about as long as the old Charlayan quest chain. Now, with that quest line, we took a few breaks in the middle to do some duty finder stuff, and to kind of break up the main quest. But hello, Huffman. But I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're just going to focus on the main quest line. Just keep going through it until we finish it. Sleep will not interrupt my Final Fantasy Friday no matter what. Well, if it does, I don't blame you. I myself am tired. I had a good night of bowling, though. It's the last official night of bowling. Next week is High Lows, which is, it was an extra $20, so technically tonight is the final night of the season. And I did pretty well. I got 183, 190, and 222. So, very good night of bowling for your boy. Okay, main hall. Right? Yeah. If you've noticed, I've left my camera off. I think it's a bit silly of me to keep turning the camera, going to the cutscene scene every 5 seconds instead of just staying on it. It just doesn't seem to make sense to bring my camera back. When we do get to the point where it's like we're done with Endwalker and now we're doing extra stuff, then yes, I'll bring the camera back. But as of right now, since we're focusing on the story, no point. All right, Thancred. What is this? A meal? So it's food. We get a special food. How did I know it wasn't going to be voiced? I have Kryl's instructions in hand. If you are ready to set out, then so are we. Having been to THAVNAIR before, I can travel by Aetheryte, but what of the rest of you? Another sea voyage would waste time we do not have. Kryl was of the same mind and has already secured the aid of the good folk of the Confluence. We'll take ourselves there. The Confluence, thou sayest? I'm afraid so, my friend. Well, this is just for the fact that, it doesn't make much sense for me to be jumping back and forth between scenes when I'm just going to be watching a lot of cutscenes, so we'll stay with this. Like I do with the mainstream during the week. I don't have a camera for that either. I don't know why I had a camera for this. Thou wilt recall the hunt for Iceheart, unto whose sanctuary we delivered the owing to the knowledge of our comrade Moonbrita. Moonbrita was an authority of aetherology, a field of study she did embark upon in pursuit of her parents' example. Both are authorities in their own rights, and both are researchers at the Confluence. Haven't you gone to see them yet? I attempted to do so earlier, but to my shame, my courage failed me at the last. As it hath the many times I thought to reach out to them after sending that fateful letter. Neither time nor introspection have revealed unto me the words I should speak, and thus have I kept my silence. Whether you come with us or no, is your choice and yours alone. If it is too difficult, we'll manage. Thou art kind to say so, but I have no intention of forsaking our cause. I shall go to the Confluence, and I shall face that which hath long been overdue. If it's settled, then let us be off. When we arrive, we should look for a researcher named Kite. Yeah, I thought of it just like when I got home this evening, which we ran a little bit long tonight. I got home at like 9:30. Not sure why. We didn't really have too many major breaks in between. Hey, it's snowing. Why is it snowing? Unless it's poison. Ah! We didn't have too many, like, downtime, or too much downtime during our bowling session, so every other team finished well before us. And I'm not entirely sure why. But yeah, I thought of it but when I got home, and I was like, you know what? Why do I have my camera on? We're watching a lot of cutscenes, so it doesn't make sense. Well, now, this is a rather lot of stern faces. Are my library books overdue again? Not to our knowledge. We're associates of Kryl of the Students of Baldesion. We seek passage to THAVNAIR and understand that you can assist us. Ah, the test subjects. Welcome, welcome. She looks like Tracer, doesn't she? Test subjects? Oh, you hadn't heard? Well then, allow me to explain. So, in order to travel to an aetheryte, you ordinarily need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use it as a beacon to seek out while you're a mess of aether hurling along the lifestream. An inconvenient but incontrovertible limitation of aetheryte teleportation. Merry All Saints Wake? What? You mean the snow? Wait, is that actually going on? Is that a thing in this game? But what if I were to tell you that there's a way to travel to an aetheryte without being attuned to it? A way to teleport instantly to places you've never been. For long years, we've labored to make such travel possible that people might move about more freely. And we've finally done it. We've created a new kind of aetheryte that doesn't require attunement. Truly, that changes everything. Well, my language may have been a bit misleading. The user need not attune to these aetherytes, but the aetherytes themselves must have been pre-attuned to each other, thereby facilitating travel between the 2 points. But it just so happens that our first test pair of aetherytes, one has been installed here in Charlayan, and the other in Yedlid, a port town in THAVNAIR. Oh. Yeah, no, I'm not sure why it's snowing. As you may know, our nation has long maintained strong ties with Razatan. Indeed, we owe much of this breakthrough to the contributions of their alchemists. So to sum it up, we're to test these aetherytes. How fortuitous for you. I should mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel aether. Will this be a problem? Not at all. As a matter of fact, you might say these aetherytes were made for people like your good self. The magics imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. A veritable dream come true, and far be it for me to worry about such things, but do we have permission to make use of your shiny new invention? The only permission required is yours, so assuming you're willing, we're all set. It may come as a surprise, but we actually struggle to find test subjects. Really? Surprise, huh? Most people seem to have an unreasonable fear of their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly in the lifestream, in the statistically unlikely event that something goes awry. But it's plain that you aren't most people. Mistress Kryl truly knows how to pick 'em. If I might change the subject, our Master Wilson and Mistress Bolida not present today? Oh, you didn't hear? They've recently resigned their posts. Their expertise was needed elsewhere. A large-scale project helmed by the Forum itself, as I understand, but I'm not privy to the details. I see. Any other questions? No? Then let's get going before you change your minds. Please see to your preparations and head outside to the Aetheryte Plaza. I'll be along shortly. And of course, I'm left behind. Rude. I had a feeling. It's very India sounding.
set. Just the 4 of you, was it?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in THAVNAIR.
You are? Oh. I would have preferred more test subjects. Oh, well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please.
I mean, she looks good with it, but I swear to God, it's basically like the Tracer haircut.
Yes, right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether.
I assumed British. They're all British.
Oh, and one last thing. You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness. Good luck!
Yeah, of course she tells us at the last second. What you didn't expect was Cockney accent, and I definitely didn't expect it either. This whole thing is somewhat new, too. I think they've done it before, but it was very sparingly.
THAVNAIR, home to city-state Rads at Han. Rising from the southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between 2 peoples. Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy. Once solidified as a single nation, an adamant stance of neutrality would hold invaders at bay. For a time. Now across this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have?
I was gonna say, where's the sickness?
What chance? Against such an insidious foe.
I've seen fairer faces after a bout of bad shellfish. Let me bring you something to drink. That should help settle your bellies.
There was a note with Kryle's instructions. Don't let a Stinian roam the markets alone. He's alarmingly bad with coin.
That's pretty funny. They don't trust Estinian with money. I'm gonna tune to this anyway. Whoa. You there, I need 3 drinks. Something that helps with aether sickness. By the Manusia, a traveler. I mean, greetings. Greetings and welcome. You are wise, good sir, to come to me. My special Amra Lassie, made with only the finest and freshest ingredients, is famed for calming unruly bellies. By way of a warm welcome to THAVNAIR, I'm pleased to offer it to you for the low price of 19,800 gil. What? For not 1, not 2, but 3 bottles. A bargain amongst bargains. The price is high road robbery? I mean, I guess highways didn't exist, really. And you want to say as much to Estinian, but you realize any words of warning you cry out would be accompanied by your last meal. You must stand before Estinian and using gestures, deny that the deal is fair. I forgot I was already targeting him. I thought you could barely stand. What do you need to tell me that's so urgent? Wait, I shouldn't buy the lassie. This merchant is swindling me. What? Sincerest apologies, sir, but I appear to have my prices confused. It's actually 1,890 gil for the 3 bottles of lassie. That confusion would have been quite costly for both of us. Very well then, your coin. 1,000 is fine. That makes so much sense. Here, a bottle for each of you. Take them to the others and get some rest. I'll be back after I've explored the town. When it rains, it pours. First violent sickness, then the one guy that isn't sick is a travel risk for spending all your money. Pretty much. What the hell is that? Praise be to the 12, my stomach doth loosen its death grip. My heartfelt thanks to thee and Estinian, and to the fine fruits of this land. You were in time? Excellent, you spared us to Taru's wrath. That's funny. I'd wipe with more. Sweet, sweet release. If you hadn't already, you should have yours too. Right, I'm ready to get on with it. That lassie truly works wonders. I'm guessing that says lassie, maybe it's an I, but... Back on your feet, I see. I'm guessing it's Yassi. Thy hair. Uh-oh. Oh. Aye, I've bound it. 'Tis the most I could do against this heat short of shredding my armor. Or shedding my armor. May I ask where you got the cord for it? A local vendor, the man said it's THAVNAIRian weave, tough and not easily unraveled. And how much did it cost? 9,400 gil. Is he kidding? A steel, I was told. 'Tis nothing fancy, but I've always valued function over form. That's incredible. I dare say not even Alphino could hold a candle to you. 9,400. Are all Hanish merchants so unscrupulous? One mustn't be too quick to paint a diverse people with a single brush. If such doth prove to be commonplace, I would presume it's symptomatic of societal instability. Claiming THAVNAIR as its dominion, the nation of Razatan hath long thrived as a hub of commerce. In the beginning, there were the Arkasodara, a Matanang... What the hell? A Matanga. I can't read. A Matanga tribe indigenous to this land, or this island. Over time, they came to be joined by other races, and through their intermingling, culture rich and distinct did emerge. From alchemy to textiles, the products of Hannish culture have come to be celebrated and coveted the world over, a development only aided by the nation's prime location as a waypoint betwixt east and west. All of this hath combined to make a trading power of Razatan, yet such a status cannot be taken for granted. Nay, it must needs be maintained through judicious governance and stringent regulation. Neither of which I see any evidence, given that merchants at a gateway town are free to fleece hapless travelers and tarnish the reputation of the nation at large. Just so, that opportunistic pricing is rampant doth suggest that oversight is much weakened, or mayhap that the people have fallen upon hard times. Whatever the truth may be, it would be prudent to ascertain the current state of affairs. Prudent and practical, aye. We've not to lose by learning more. So, ere we seek out Kryle's acquaintance, shall we see what information we can gather here in... whatever, Yedlimad. I'm going to butcher these names. Excellent. We didn't exactly get off to a flying start, but we'll make up for it. See, until I've heard them pronounced like a million times, I'm never going to get them. Oyo. Another piece of armor. Right, let us split up and make inquiries in town. Valtamont, the pier is yours. Once we've learned what we can, we regroup by the Aetherite. Off-putting though the mere sight of it may be. I mean, I'm fine. I attuned to it while I was sick. What do you think of that, Thancred? Oh, dude. What the hell? That is some cool mounts, man. So we're just going through their stuff. That's what's going on here. The crate is laden with fruits, but they are on the verge of spoiling, as if they had been left too long. Interesting. Neglect. It's taking a long time to survey an area. Gazing out from the pier, you spy boats moored off nearby isle, with the silhouettes of larger seafaring vessels farther away. Compared to the other ports you have visited in the past, there appears to be very little activity. I gotta say, this place is colorful, man. Vibrant and colorful. What am I doing? Oh, recording my sales. Still do it daily out of habit, though I don't know why I bother. Hardly sell anything these days. Business has never been in this terrible, but I suppose things could be even worse. I could have a consortium to keep afloat, like Kalzal. I don't envy his position. Better to be alone with my little operation, I've come to realize. You're a traveler, by the looks of you. How is that a question? It's weird. If you have a moment, perhaps you could pay Kalzal a visit. He'd be glad of from tidings from abroad. For tidings from abroad. Like as not, you'll find him at the Saltwind Sails, the Harbor Guild building across the water from here. Across the water? Oh, that's a pretty badass looking dude right there. Interesting music for a place like this, being colorful and whatnot. Well, now, if it isn't a traveler, you're a rare sight in these unsettled times. People have been giving us a wide berth since that accursed tower suddenly appeared on THAVNAIR. If it just stood there and loomed ominously, perhaps things would be fine after a fashion, but no, it had to spawn fell fiends as well. We still have our lives thanks to the radiant host, but business is as good as dead. What'll become of us, only the gods know. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Literally right there. Oh well. We're still getting to the same destination one way or another, so who cares? The Damascens are coming, but we already have everything they ordered. What are we supposed to do with it? I don't know, but yelling at me isn't going to help. All I know is that their plans have changed, and that's that. Look, you must have known this might happen. The Empire is at war with itself, and the provinces are in chaos. And then there's the tower sitting on our doorstep, spitting out monstrosities. The city has its defenses, but we've been afforded no protection out here. I can't blame foreigners for not wanting to take the risk. Ah, but this will be an enormous loss. All right. Forget about the Damascens. Surely some ships are still coming. We have fresh produce, handicrafts, medicines, all the perennial Hannish favorites. Our consortium works closely with merchants and artisans to supply only the finest wares. Quality is guaranteed. I know all these things, Khazal, I do. Which is why I regret to say I have nothing for you. All voyages have been cancelled or indefinitely postponed. And you are? Eavesdropping. Wait, you're a foreigner, are you not? A merchant? Please tell me you're a merchant. I see. That's a shame. I'm sorry, but we're discussing important matters. If you need something, please talk to one of the others. Excuse me. My name is Matsya, and I'm here to see Khazal. Matsya or Matsya? I don't know. Oh, it seems he's busy. I'll come back later then. Very vibrant, especially in the daytime. Holy crap, dude. This would be a paradise. Yes, can I help you? Ah, I remember seeing you back in the guild. You want to speak with Khazal too, did you? I'm Matsya, a fisherman of Akyali, a nearby village. I sell my catch to Khazal, who offers it to foreign merchants, but he hasn't bought anything for a while now. When I heard that the consortium had been struggling, I became worried and decided to come in and see him. Just as soon as he's free, anyway. He's a hard-working man, and I dare not disturb him. Wow, that was quick. Let's take a look at this piece. Fingerless gloves, my favorite. Oh, no. Salt. Oh, yeah. We're starting a match. If I may ask, what is it that you do? An adventurer, you say, and you travel the world helping people. Then that must mean you're a great you're great at dealing with strangers. Please, won't you teach me to be like you? What, in 5 minutes? No. You see, I've brought some fresh fish with me, the portion I couldn't preserve, and I want to sell them. The problem is I'm terrible with people. I've ever only dealt with Khazal, and I can't talk to customers without getting my trunk in a twist. So please, as silly as it might sound, will you not peddle the fish in my stead and show me how it's done? Only if I get to take one home. If you're willing, please let me know, and we can begin at once. You may wish to cancel any pending duty. Okay. You'll do it, then? Show me how to deal with customers. I'm in your debt. Right. Please try peddling my fish to, shall we say, 3 people here in Yedlimad. I will observe you and learn. He's not accompanying you, blah, 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 blah. Same jargon as the last time. Can we stop telling me the same crap? I wonder how close I am to actually the pronunciation of some of these names. If at all. Yes. Fish, fish, I got fish here. Fresh fish, straight from the sea's bosom to your mouth. Or bosom. Greetings, friend. How fare you of late? Greetings to you. Greetings to you too. I suppose I'm well enough given the circumstances. Things have settled down somewhat, but it was utter chaos when the tower first appeared. I can't read. Everyone grabbing whatever they could, trampling over each other to get to the city. Many remain here for now, but I could not stay away. Had to come back, continue with my life, such as it is. Whether or not it was the right choice, only time will tell. There's no place like home, but don't do anything dangerous, eh? Oh, trust me, I don't. I make sure to keep well clear of the tower, and when more monsters emerge from it, I heed the Radiant Host's instructions. I hope they deal with it soon so we can get back to our normal lives. To the days when you could earn as much as you gave, and tuck into a meal satisfied that you did good work. Speaking of meals, why not have some fresh fish today? Walked right into that, didn't you? Fresh fish, you say? Oh, you're a fishmonger. Huh, well, when you bait me like that, how can I not bite? Very well, give me some of your fish. Thank you for your custom. The catch of the day is Shallow's cod. Delectable stewed in coconut milk or baked with a sprinkle of salt. I'm a salesman. Also, right answer, wrong answer. Let's see your skills. Adam is a masturbator. Wouldn't you know it? I'm very good at it. I've had over 20 years of experience. Of baiting people masterfully. Cod is a good fish. Not a good game. Good fish, though. My favorite's haddock, though. I love haddock. To be fair, cod and haddock aren't really too far apart. A hawker, are you? Do you sell fruit by chance? If so, I want to buy some amra. Let's say a dozen. They don't need to be export quality. What do you need so many amra for? Why, for eating, of course. It may seem like a lot, but of late I go through that much in no time at all. I am a stock taker by trade, but with no vessels coming these days, the wares are beginning to pile up. By the same token, nothing is coming in from overseas. But not a day goes by that someone doesn't come asking when the next shipment is arriving for this and that and this and that. All of it wears me down, and I find myself feeling constantly hungry. I know how you feel. Thank you. A pity you don't sell fruit, but I enjoyed our little chat. It took my mind off my troubles for a moment. No! Never mind. If nothing else, you left her with a positive impression. Let's move on to the north side of town, shall we? What? I thought that would be, like, dead on. Because that's what I did with the first guy. I related to him, got him, you know, kind of... got my hooks synced into him, and then I hit him with a sail. Catfish? I've never had catfish. What is it? If you don't mind, I'm rather busy. Oh, gods, my stomach. Ugh. Ate the sickness? No, nothing so unusual. In my hurry to get back to work, I just ate a little too quickly. You should take it easier. Eat more slowly and savor your food. Would that I could, but I can't afford to be idle. Like as not, circumstances will surely get worse before they get better. And so I'm working as hard as I can while I still can. The better to be prepared. What an industrious young man you are. Well, it's not like I'm trying to impress anyone. Now, if you excuse me... Really? That doesn't make any sense. Thank you so much for your demonstration. It was truly an eye-opening experience. Come, let us return to the pier. I mean, does it really matter? He just ends up learning that you know, if you just be nice to people, then, you know, they might buy something from you, but whatever. Not like it's going to change the outcome of the quest anyway. And it's not one of these moments where you can just reload a save. It doesn't work that way, obviously, so... It sucks that it didn't work out with the second and third person. It doesn't make sense to me, but hey. Thank you so much for showing me how to talk to customers. Well, whatever. You managed to sell one of the 3 people you approached. It was difficult, but when you put your mind to it, you succeeded. Though you did fail too, but there are lessons to be learned in both success and failure. By applying yours, I'll endeavor to become a better peddler. Hoffman, I failed. They weren't good tactics at all. Still, there's only so much I can do alone. I hope that things will return to normal for Kazal soon. And it's not even my fish. This guy needs to learn to do stuff on his own. I thought I heard a familiar voice, and who should it be but Matsya? Kazal, have you finished your business at the guild? So you were there too. Forgive me, try as I might, I can't find any buyers. With no ships coming in and hardly any going out, there simply aren't any options at this rate. So you can't buy my fish anymore? I'm sorry, Matsya. I truly am, but for now you must peddle your own goods. But by myself I can't. I just showed you how, you big oaf. I want to help you, I do, but as it stands, I can barely help myself. I've poured my all into the consortium, and I'll be damned if I let it fall apart. I have friends and families depending on me, and I won't fail them. The sisters as my witness. Kazal. Not to worry. Using what I've learned from you, I'm sure I'll manage somehow. Well, I had best return to my village. My thanks again, and please take care on the road. I see you've been busy. Managed to learn a tidbit or two, I trust. Blah, 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 blah. I see. We also heard that the tower is affecting many locals' livelihoods, but to think that it would be to such an extent. For another notable, if not wholly unexpected discovery, disappearances and kidnappings are disturbingly commonplace. As before, the culprits are almost certainly tempered Imperial soldiers. And as before, they mean to use the faith of their hapless thralls to call forth a lunar primal. Business as usual for the Tolafroi. Alright, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Okay. Here. That Matsya fellow you were helping. He's Arkasodara, is he not? Apparently, 'tis almost exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be traveling alone? If summoning is the proprietor's aim, it doth stand to reason that Arkasodara would be their primary targets. Or perpetrator, not proprietor. For 'tis the faith of their ancestors which prevaileth in this land, and many are devout adherents still. We'd better go after him. Akyali lies to the west, as I recall, the same direction as Krau's acquaintance, incidentally. Alright, Huff. It's settled then. Keep your eyes peeled while we make for the village. There's a side quest. An unlockable. I discovered a new location by going up the road. You do not see Matsuya nearby, but the elevated ground up ahead may provide a better vantage point. Look, it's Matsuya. Welcome back. Welcome back on PC. Look, there's Matsuya right there. You don't see Matsuya from here either. No, leave me alone. Help. Somebody help. Matsuya's voice, and it came from the north. There you go. Hold on. Gotta get off my horse. Come on. What the hell, man? There are elephant people and just normal elephants. A really goofy and Pluto situation. Yeah, pretty much. It's like some evolved, some didn't. Just kind of like humans and monkeys. Hey, oh. Huh? Where did they go? Why are you here? I killed them. I see you found him in time. You and your friends came to look for me. I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest. Think about what to do about, well, everything. Then came those men. Or then those men came. Kidnappers. We'd heard that the Arca Sodara were being targeted. Surely you have as well. Perhaps it's best if you took refuge in the city. We've considered it, me and the others, but fishing is all we know. The ocean, all we have. We're here to accost ourselves. To accost you ourselves. Turn out those pockets. Hey, Rob. I see. That's your decision to make, but you should take care not to travel alone. A question, if I may. 'Tis our understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What canst thou tell us of these beings? Not much, I'm afraid. I have no idea what they are. But I've heard that some bear an unsettling resemblance to our divinities. For that reason, some have taken to calling the tower Zot. House of Divinities in the old tongue, it means. But they are not true divinities. They're monstrous imitations that bring only death. To have one's faith so twisted is a grievous indignity, and full justified art thou in thine outrage. Know that 'tis for no other purpose but to neutralize the tower that we have journeyed to this land. In time we may be forced to contend with these false gods, and thus we would learn all we may about them. Wilt thou not tell us of thy divinities and their true nature? You've come all this way to save us? Really? To think I had you peddling fish. But to answer your question, yes, of course, we would gladly tell you about our gods. We, I say, because I am a terrible storyteller, and I'd ask my fellow villagers to do it. So he's terrible at selling his own fish, and he's terrible at telling stories. What good are you? So please, come to our village. We're good, gods-fearing folk, all of us, and we'd be honored to share our knowledge. And fish. What sayest thou? Shall we pay a visit to Achial? Akiali? Wonderful. Just follow the road west and down the hill. You can't miss it. Yes, Robin, we're trying to find a poo. So 'tis the simulacra of THAVNAIRian gods that are being summoned. If any doubt existed before, there can be none now. The kidnapped Hanish are imprisoned in the tower. I pray that we will be able to save them. Though indeed, saving them will mean confronting their false gods, like as not. As you said, we do well to study their religious traditions. To Akiali. Do a poo. I will not. For I do not have to poo. How are you, brother o' mine? Nice long day at work, I suppose. Welcome to Akiali, my friend. The name means white beach. And there isn't much here to save that. And there isn't much here to save that. Oh, I put the 2 in there. But please make yourself at home. Your companions have already begun talking to everyone. Feel free to show yourself around and do the same. Any one of us can tell you about our gods, but you could do worse than to start with Kanga and old Hasvida. They're free at the moment, as it happens. Understatement, I'm afraid, but good nonetheless. That's good. Yeah, I do suppose long in your line of work would be an understatement. You wish to know about our gods? What a curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I am happy to oblige. Now, I don't know how it is whence you hail, but our isle is home to many gods. They can be divided into 2 groups. The Manusia means beings of wisdom who assume the form of men, and the Imgra, beings of might who assume the form of beasts. Together they are divinities, their forms and personalities many and varied. Some are kind and gentle, others stern and temperamental, just like we mortals can be. All are possessed of great insight and experience, and by heeding their teachings, we strive to be better people and live better lives. Isn't that the purpose of any god? Gods taste better than fish. They taste like sugar. I hate indeed. As an app, it is awful to work with. I luckily have never really had the displeasure of needing to find anybody to hire, but I can only imagine. Interested in learning about our gods, you say? Huh, that's what I like to hear. Prick up your ears then and listen. In ancient times, the Manusia and the Imgra, deities who look like men and beasts respectively, were locked in conflict. Eventually, seeking the wisdom of the Manusia, the Imgra cast aside their own heads and took up those of their foes. Likewise, the Manusia coveted the might of the Imgra, and so they too resolved to trade heads. Thus were born new gods possessed of both might and wisdom, and they ushered in an age of harmony between the 2 factions. From then on, a sign of their esteem for one another, the Manusia have worn animal faces, and the Imgra the limbs of men. Interesting. I assume this is all metaphorically speaking. 100 inquiry for dishwashing, and a half of them are bots. Yeah, it's sad today to think that people are too stupid to dishwash something so simple, especially in the restaurant business. There you are. Learned a thing or two about our gods, I trust. While you were off talking to the others, I remembered something that may be of interest. If you could let your friends know, I'll go and fetch it from my home at once. I dare say not, Huffman. You have to have at least one robot. Speaking of robots, did you see that Boston Dynamics retired the, what they call it? Their HD Alpha robot? They got a new one. They showed it off. It's actually pretty cool. It's slimmed down. It's more lifelike. At least it walks more lifelike. It's crazy. Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this hanging scroll which depicts 3 of the most revered deities. HD Atlas, thank you. Yeah, not the Alpha. Atlas. By all means, we should like to see it. Someone is applying to, in a dishwashing position in Schenectady from Bangladesh. That has to be questionable. Ha! Yeah. Don't know why they even bother. They are Manusia. You heard about them already, yes? 3 sisters. The center one is the eldest, Sindaruva, a goddess of wisdom. For this, alchemists hold her in the highest regard, or highest. To her right is the middle sister, Sandurova. As a goddess of wealth, she counts many traders among her followers. And on the left is Mindurova, or Mindurova, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts and so is beloved by weavers. Although each is worshipped for different reasons, the sisters are usually portrayed together in these works, which people keep in their homes for good fortune. In like fashion to the Manusia, the deities of Eorzea preside over a myriad of aspects of life. And what are the Umgra, if I may ask? The Umgra hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. If you have occasion to visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses a Gaja's head, and he is venerated as the progenitor of the Akasodara. And then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in our history. You worship dragons too? It's said that an ancestor of the satrap, that's the ruler of Razatan, forged a covenant with a dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as the guardian deity of the satrap. Legend holds that if ever the satrap is in need, his dragon ally will fly to his aid. Dragon ally. You claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to hear. I am confident that the information you've given us will serve us well in our efforts to deal with the tower. That is very kind of you to say. Thank you. I will pray for your success. Right, I believe it's time we sought out Kryle's acquaintance. An alchemist by the name of Nidhana. According to Kryle's notes, we're to find her at a place called the Great Work, further north along the coast. Never mind, we gotta talk to him again. Did you say you're going to see Nidhana? Oh, how I envy you. She's brilliant and beautiful, kind and understanding. And did I say she's beautiful? This guy's got a hard-on for her. I could stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day. And those eyes. When you meet her, take care you don't drown in them. Oh, don't worry, I won't. I don't think I have to worry about drowning in an elephant's eyes. My night was good. I was saying earlier in the stream, it was a good night of bowling tonight. 183, 190, and 222, so it just went up, up, up. I'm still trying to hit that coveted 200 each game moment that I had a few months ago, but to no avail, unfortunately. I have to really, I gotta fix the thumb hole in my ball. It's not too small. It's just, barely small enough to where it grips the side of my thumb, and then later on in the evening, my thumb starts to stick. Which is not good. I got lucky a couple times when it did stick and I still got a strike, but it's not what I want. And also, I think I need to invest in some finger tape so that way my fingers can be more snug in the 2 holes. My all-time high? I want to say it's like 265. What the hell? Did everybody die here?
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see. I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow.
I do not recall you telling me you've never gotten a turkey.
People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Dude, they're like druggies.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people? Of course! You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Oh, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova!
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragonkin, yes?
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not? I should like to draw a file or two, if so.
Yeah, this isn't creepy at all.
See here.
Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk? As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your Mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
That was a little bit strange, to say the least. They just walked up to, like, the look on his face was like, just absolute pure terror. Those people must have been trained by Goku. They're moving faster than the speed of light. Off normal. Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful that you would assist us with ours. Though Kryl herself is tied up with another investigation, Valtamont is an eminently capable substitute, and we will spare no effort to aid you. So if I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify etheric emissions. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of aether. One cannot go anywhere without it. Cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the satrap bade us alchemists create enchanted talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack innate protection. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we are still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales prove the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we have been able to make steady progress with the talisman. Sheena Batesa? That name sounds familiar. Let me take a look. I'm not familiar with her physically. I'd like to be. Let's see. No, she's in Hitman 3. You're not familiar with her work. She does Thomas the Tank Engine. I mean, she's not Thomas, but like, she's in those things. Hitman 2. So she's only done a couple of games. Looks like a lot of her stuff is really mostly... Well, no. The beginning stuff was Indian. Then she got into Midsummer Murders. Scrooge, A Christmas Carol. I didn't see that one. No, I'm not familiar with her as an actress, but not bad. Anyway. Soon we will be ready to conduct a field test, and here is where you and your blessing of light come in. What exactly is it that you need me to do? Nothing complicated, I assure you. We ask only that you serve as an escort. I will explain in greater detail later, but you will be venturing into the tower's field of influence. And so, for your own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you. With your permission, of course. Hey, what am I if not a guinea pig? In that case, Urianger and I will find other ways to make ourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of collapse, I suspect you could do with more hands. We would be grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you are ready, then let us put your blessing to the proof. If you exit the great work and turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing to some preparations. Thomas the Tank Engine things, none of who I recognize. I don't either. I mean, I don't watch Thomas the Tank Engine. Right. Okay, she said to the right? Oh, here we go. My other right, yeah. You know, the left. I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place, or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. I mean, that wasn't really that long of a hill. I give you the fruit of our sweat, tears, and many a sleepless night. The drunken Deepa. A Deepa is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficacy. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of aether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe aether sickness. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. Commence etheric exposure testing. Repeat, commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you are not the subject. Follow the drunken Deepa's lead and try not to fall behind. Oh no, God forbid I run faster than it. Since the eternal onslaught of bot accounts, have you been today? Or wait, what am I supposed to do? Speak with the drunken Deepa and follow it. So what is it doing? Oh, it's readying. So I have to wait. Dude, how long does it ready the ether? Oh, I have to stand back? Oh. Weird. Struck by a powerful blast of aether, but suffer no ill effects. Subject has no irrepressible, urge to empty their stomach. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. Did it say stand back at some point? Because I think I missed it. You are struck by a powerful blast, but some no effects. Subject stomach and bowel integrity holding confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. I mean, I don't remember reading it saying, hey, you know, when you get to the location, you have to stand back, but I could have missed it. I don't know. It probably said something and I missed it. Collection of Disney characters. You are struck by yet another powerful blast of aether, but suffered no ill effects. The blessing of light appears to be keeping you safe from harm. Well, I hope so. Subject fortitude rated impressive. No irregularities. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow and brace for final discharge. Ew. Discharge. You are struck by the strongest blast of aether yet, but survived completely unscathed. Etheric exposure testing concluded. Please collect and deliver me to the supervising alchemist. Ah, you've returned and not on your knees. A promising sign. But come, let me take the deep off your hands. Okay, here you go. I don't want it anyway. Thank you. I shall replenish its ether for when we test the talisman. So, no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort? You're feeling perfectly fine? Then the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk that the tower will corrupt your aether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. We are on 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on the 6th quest. You are a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? You see, our talisman requires the use of a special ink, but we have exhausted our stores of a key ingredient for it, spiritweed. No, the lantern was telling you to stand back. Yeah, I missed that entirely. The herb grows not far from here, and I would like to go and harvest some. With the recent spate of kidnappings, however, we Arkasodara travel alone at our peril. Will you not come with me as my escort? I would compensate you for your troubles, of course. I am in your debt. Without further ado, let us head to Kajaya's footsteps. It is situated on the road which runs east of the Great Work. I may simply be imagining it, but I feel as though we're being followed. Look out, Valtamont. Oh, please. They're nothing but pittance. See, no big deal. Gods, but that gave me a fright. To think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work. Thank the sisters I asked you to come with me. You're alright, I hope. Of course I am. I am a god. Good, good. Let's continue on then. It isn't far now, just through these pillars and up the rise. It's actually good I don't actually have to escort her. Oh, man. No, I was given godly powers. I am a god. I just told you who I thought it was. A god. That man's insane. And here we are. Kajaya's footsteps. Wow, I got into one scrap and that was it. Kajaya was a great dancer, and those who follow in her, well, you know, they come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. Ah, this is where the dancer job would have been introduced, technically. A happy benefit of this is that spirit weed grows here in abundance. I will set about harvesting at once, if you would be so good as to stand guard. The kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry. I bet you they're going to probably show up somewhere. As many as Kratos did. Just to be sure. Oh, what? Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing.
This would have been a much better looking scene if it wasn't raining. What can you tell me of the satrap?
Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Khan. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the war like Gajasura, forcing them to flee THAVNAIR altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjor from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people. But when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzad Khan to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something. Owen? Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned. For we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
I have enough spirit weed to last us a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let us head back to the great work, shall we? For 100 gil, I'd rather just teleport back. Alright, Rob. See you later, man. Thanks for coming by. Good night, sweet Rob. Valtamont, my thanks again for your assistance. With your help, we're little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude. If you'll excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. Ah, you're both back. Excellent. I have a message for you, Mr. Snitana. It would seem the stores of Giant Skull are running low. What? But when I last looked, there was still plenty. I suspect that was before Urianger told everyone about their tempering cure, and Estinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Your peers have since been inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. I see. Well, if it leads to new possibilities, then far be it from me to complain, but we will need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to tend to this if you'd like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in good conscience send you out there alone while kidnappers are at large. Valtamont, loath though I am to press another task on you so soon, might I ask you to fetch the Giant Skull? In case you're not familiar, Giant Skull is a type of ore found on the island. Owing to its hardness and ethereal conductivity, it has applications in many disciplines, alchemy not least of all. The quarry where it is found, aptly named Giant Skull Grounds, isn't far away, so it shouldn't take much so much of your time. May we impose on you once more? Apparently pounding your chest means yes. Thank you. Upon arriving to the at the grounds, please seek out a man named Zenua. He will furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will take me to the outpost nearby. May we borrow a pair of Hamsa, Mistress Nidana? By all means, do try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. I will bring the Hamsa to the entrance. Meet me there when you are ready. Are just straight up built different. These guys have are the most cracked out ADHD MFers I've seen in video games in a while, maybe ever. I mean, the way they reacted to the dragon scales was pretty crackhead of them. Here are Hamsa of Altamont. If the creatures look familiar, it is because they are close kin to your Eorzean dodos. Hamsa have long been kept as livestock in THAVNAIR, and many a hatchery may be found here. Alas, the largest of these was recently raised by monsters from the tower. On account of said hatchery being suited near the tower, the Radiant host repurposed its remnants as an outpost. That is where my errand takes me, and your own destination is but a stone's throw away. If you have no objections, let us first make for the outpost. We set forth at your word. You are ready? Then let us depart. You need only ride and relax. My bird and I will take the lead for yours to follow. Nice. I get to... Jeez, dude. If you haven't ridden dodos before, be warned that they have a wobbling gait. Clearly, I am far too tall for this. Fandaniel's got to be like one of the better villains of the franchise. That spectacular formation stretching out over the water is called Khadga. Damn it, this one's quick. Sword. This sword legend holds was wielded by the Manusia against the Murga before it was cast down at Conflict's End. To the left and requiring no introduction is the tower. As you can see, it straddles a small isle. Yeah, right. He's pretty close to just losing his balls. Almost there, though the main part of the hatchery is atop the cliff, the outpost itself is on the beach. It's a good thing that dialogue like this pops up in the chat. Make sure I don't miss anything. So he just waves at them and they just leave. Yes, go, go. And here we are, manned by the Radiant host. This outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. Those are some badass looking armor pieces. Well, well, who should it be but young Varshan, on an errand for the satrap? I am. His Excellency bade me come to collect your report. He also wished to express his heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women of the Radiant host for their unflagging dedication. We simply do our duty, but we are honored to receive His Excellency's regard. And yet, for his boundless benevolence, his treatment of one so young could be regarded as callous. Though we have enjoyed relative peace and calm these past few days, this remains the front line of battle, no place for children. Your predecessor, too, often traveled alone. It's been, what, 2 years now since you took over? I wonder how the fellow is faring. Like those before him, he went on to represent the satrap in foreign lands. Wherever he may be now, I am certain he is well. As for myself, I assure you that all I do of my own volition and gladly. I pray you do not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, lad. Whatever happens, my faith in the satrap is unwavering, but still I worry for you. We would be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you, for you are as a little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, Nabdeen. Thank you. And who might this be? Not Hanish by the look of him. Permit me to introduce Valtamont Portelaine of the Eorzean contingent, come to assist in the making of the talisman. From Eorzea, you say? Towers have appeared over there too, yes? Tell me, what is the situation like? May I suggest that you exchange information with our soldiers? Both parties would stand to learn something of value, I believe. An excellent idea. Given the unprecedented nature of the threat, some of ours are understandably anxious. We would be glad for any tidings you can share. You two bring Varshan the latest report and answer any questions he might have. Yeah. Imudi. I've heard about you, the visitor from Eorzea. Is there anything you can tell us about the Telophoroi? We know that they're the ones behind the tower and that they've declared war on the whole world. But why are they doing this? What is it that they want? This we don't understand. What? They want to die and take everyone with them? What madness is this? Well, you can bet that we won't let those bastards have their way. We'll fight them with everything we have, like our Eorzean and Far Eastern brothers. It occurs to me I have yet to properly introduce our company. We are the Radiant Hosts, a military order under the satrap's command. Our duty is to preserve peace in the land, be it patrolling the streets or dealing with heretofore unknown threats such as now. We train hard and admit only capable warriors to our ranks. Even so, we've struggled to contend with the fiends from the tower. Though we succeeded in striking them down on the 2 occasions they came in force, we had to pay a heavy price. What of the towers in Eorzea? Do they likewise spawn monsters? So it's much the same everywhere. With every nation struggling, we cannot expect calls for outside aid to be answered. Nope, you just need the one call to the Warrior of Light / Darkness. You wish to know about the tower? To be honest, we know little and less about it ourselves. This Tower of Zot, as folk have taken to call it, suddenly appeared where it did on the Isle of THAVNAIR. We're safe from its influence at this distance, but go too far into the water and you'll expose yourself to its corrupting aether. You're a foreigner, aren't you? How are they dealing with the power in your tower in your homeland? Our struggles are not unique. That our hopes still lie with the talismans. We must keep the monsters contained until they're ready. It's a big tower. Finished speaking with the soldiers, have you? I hope it was as enlightening as for you as it was for them. As a neutral nation and trading hub both, Razatan ordinarily receives a steady stream of news from abroad. Alas, this stream dried up when trading vessels stopped coming. Amidst the dearth of information, everyone will have been grateful for your account. But come, you had best see to your original errand, as mine will keep me here a while longer, however. I'm afraid I cannot guide you the rest of the way. Worry not, the path is straightforward. You need but follow the road east. Upon the Hamsa, you will arrive before you know it. Brief though it was, I enjoyed our time together. Till we meet again. Okay. I'm going to end right here. I am actually a lot more tired than I thought I was going to be. But we almost finished. And if I wasn't so tired, I'd keep going until I did finish, because I'd like these to be continuous in one stream, but it looks as though we're going to have to continue this on Sunday. So thank you all for joining me this evening. I appreciate your time and attention as always. And if you're watching this on the VOD later, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this playthrough of Endwalker, as am I. But please join me again on Sunday. We're going to pick right back up here, right in front of these dodos. We're going to make our way to wherever we're going to go and do whatever it is we're going to do. And we're going to continue more Endwalker and delve even deeper into the main scenario quests. That'll be on Sunday at noon. So be there or be circle. But until then, I'm Adam Wolf. This is Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. And I'll see you guys on Sunday.